Right now I got it off. It's a little bit quieter in here. Let me go ahead and turn it on. There's the DAP4 controller for it, temperature controller. I got the panel off already. So it's this transformer here, I believe, is possibly bad. This is my cooling contactor, and it's not pulling in. Let's get this to turn. There we go. A little stiff without a handle on there. I'll start up in a minute. There's time delays. Everything's booting up. So I'll throw my tester on there and confirm what I saw the other day. Current temperature in the room, about 81 degrees. Okay, I went ahead and tested my transformer, the low side, and I have 27 volts. So it's not the transformer. I just put my leads into the low side. It's the blue and yellow wire that I followed out. So I am going to, there's a switch connected to this white wire on the coil on my cooling contactor. I want to go see if it's tripped, because I do have the low voltage from the transformer. That is not a problem. Let's see if we can find that limit switch together. So found the limit switch in the Airstream here. It's that curious thing with aluminum foil on it. I should be able to reach the wires to do a test to see if the device is electrically open or closed. It should be closed. If it's open, I'll bypass it and see if the cooling restarts, and I'll just confirm the limit switch was open. The diagram didn't say it was a manual reset or anything like that, so we'll see. Let me open it up and do a test. Alright, so these are the two wires up to that limit switch. I'm just going to disconnect this harness, or this clip here, and do a continuity test. See if that device is closed or open. Alright, I got it on continuity. Not much room to work in here once my hand gets in here. Inside the cabinet. It's closed. Alright, that's not the issue. Now I know. Alright, we'll keep looking. Let's reconnect this. Alright, we're reconnected, so it's not the limit switch. Alright, so that high limit sensor is for the reheat. So evidently this unit also does dehumidification. So I'm going to go somewhere else and look for my issue. And I think at this point I need to go up to the outdoor unit and see what's going on up there. Let's take a walk. Okay, here she is, condensing unit. Let's open it up. Turn it back on. Try to see what's going on here. I might see if there's a high pressure cutout or something like that. We just had a HVAC contractor working on it, and it was working. I don't know how many days afterwards, but he had to put a new TXV in. As you can see, nothing is happening here. Nothing's running. Let's see, we got some safety cutouts here and here. This is typically a manual reset on a high pressure one, but let's see what happens here. Nothing. No click. I suppose I'm going to check wherever these wires land on these. Maybe it's a pressure transducer. This one looks more like a safety. Yeah, it looks like it's in line. Could be in line with this one for the control circuit. Let me take a minute here and sort it out. See what I can find. Well, I'm glad I came up here and took a look, because cooling contactor is actually pulled in. That's kind of strange. So looks like we got some type of temperature controller here, maybe for fan cycling or something. I don't know, but there's no display going on here. Hit the menu. At least that looks like it's pulled in. Let's see. Oh yeah. Alright, let me turn it off and see if it comes back out. Turn the disconnect off. Let's see if I can do it with one hand here. No. That's not good. A welded contactor, I believe, is what I'm looking at. I'm going to check these fuses. Those are good. Alright, we're checking voltage as the disconnect. Nothing. I bet we got a trip breaker, probably because of that contactor. Alrighty, we're in the electrical room. So 1RP2A is supposedly the circuit for that condenser unit. It's supposed to be 1 and 3. Yeah, AC 1B, that's it. And yeah, we found it tripped. Oh, it makes sense. I'm not going to try and reset it, because I know that contactor is bad. There's just no reason to do that. And destroy my breaker or anything else. I'll just leave it in trip position. So that's going to be the conclusion for this one, because I'm not going to continue with the repair. Doing facility maintenance, I think trying to acquire those parts fast, it's not going to happen for me. I really don't have accounts at supply houses around here anymore. So our HVAC contractor, they have support like that, and they'll be able to get it probably the same day. But the way it works here too is there has to be a written quote for the repair, and then it has to be approved. So it's a corporation, a couple corporations working together, so there's a process. So that's why back in the day I had accounts at supply houses, and I can just go match that up and swap it out. I really appreciate you watching to the end of the video. If you would, hit that like button on the way out. Consider subscribing. For all of you who have subscribed already, I love you. Thank you very much. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everybody.